Welcome back to Behind the Glass. We're on the road once again, but we're not too far from home. We're about 15 miles away from the Sportsman manufacturing facility, visiting our friends at LaPorte Products. With us today, we've brought our brand new Open 212. And we're gonna get to see how they go from a CAD model through the design process and manufacturing of a boat cover. Let's take a look. LaPorte is a family-owned and operated company here in Charleston, South Carolina. They've been building canvas boat covers for over 35 years and are the exclusive cover for Sportsman Boats. What makes LaPorte stand out is their deep root in design, function, customization, and perfect fit.
My name is Darren LaPorte. I am the owner of LaPorte Products, and we're based out of Charleston, South Carolina. My father founded the LaPorte back in 1976, doing automobile and furniture upholstery. My brother and I worked for him for several years, and my father retired in 1999. Camille and I opened up LaPorte Products. At that time, we were doing a lot more marine work. It seemed to be something of interest to us at that time. We liked the lifestyle. We took it and found that there was a need for boat covers with boats with T-tops, so we built the T-top boat cover. At that time, we would do plastic patterns to make the cover. It was tedious, it was long, and through the years, we evolved in with technology, able to use ProLiner, and that ProLiner's now allowed us to digitize the covers. So we can digitize a boat starting in the morning, and the designers can clean that pattern up, turning a 3D model into a 2D model, transitioning it into the CNC. At that point, we are able to put it on the floor for the sewers, and it can be completed in 1 day's time.
LaPorte builds several great products that you can use on your boat for different applications and uses. Their most popular product since heavy adoption of T-tops or hardtops on boats is their T-top boat cover. The design allows the cover to hang from the underside of the hardtop and leaves a ventilation gap of 6 to 8 inches below the hardtop. This design creates a chimney-like effect, allowing any moisture on the boat to vent out and prevents mold and mildew growth. Additionally, LaPorte builds center console curtains along with boat-shaped kids for the bow and aft sections of your boat. The design phase is where LaPorte stands out. Their hardworking team of designers use CAD, boat models, or 3D scanners to get exact measurements of the boat to build a perfect fitting cover for each boat. At Sportsman, we are able to send over our CAD design files to LaPorte designers, which makes their design process much quicker as they have exact dimensions of every aspect of the boat. Not all manufacturers have CAD 3D models of their boats, so LaPorte has other ways of getting their models made without a manufacturer's design. In this instance, a customer can bring the boat directly to LaPorte, or they can visit a local dealer with the boat on the lot. They'll use a 3D scanner to map out all of the needed details such as rub rail dimensions, waterline, console, and T-top frame, and the transom of the boat with motors. If LaPorte has a model made for a specific boat but yours has additional options, there may be a need for some scanning if the options are a drastic change of the boat. For more generic options such as power poles, they can easily ask the customer for measurements and make the changes needed. When it comes to ordering additional products such as shades or console curtains, as a Sportsman customer you shouldn't have any issues because these will be designed at the same time they are designing the standard covers for each boat. A cool thing to note is each design will have 3 files. First, it's the fit showing the cover over the boat. Second is the stitch pattern with exact locations for zippers and other hardware. And lastly is the CNC cut file showing exact cut patterns for the CNC machine operator when it hits the production floor. Once the design team has completed their work, it's time for the files that they just generated to head out to the production floor and be loaded into their CNC machines. Depending on the customer's request, the first step in the process will be choosing the correct canvas material and color option for the build. LaPorte offers 3 different textile options for covers, and each has their own color options as well. Diving a little deeper into the color, the shades are solution dyed, meaning that the threads are dyed before the textile materials are sewn together and sent to LaPorte for use. This method of coloring prevents fading and bleeding, which can happen when the canvas is dyed after being made. The first is the 7-ounce canvas. This is 100% solution dyed polyester with a urethane coating on the backside. This particular choice is only available in black. Second is the 9-ounce canvas, which is also 100% solution dyed polyester. This option is available in black and navy colors to best fit your taste. Lastly is the third option, which is newer to LaPorte, and that's the Sombrella 9.25-ounce canvas. That is 100% solution dyed acrylic. The Sombrella material is available in marine blue, smoke, and black. Once the correct material is chosen, it's loaded into the CNC machine and ready to begin the cutting process. You've seen CNC machines similar to this one running in our Sportsman facility. This automated process completely removes human error and makes precision cuts for a perfect product. Additionally, it speeds up the process. Without these machines, the build process would be drastically longer. In their current environment, LaPorte is on average able to build anywhere between 30 to 50 covers per day, depending on the size. This is an average of nearly 15,000 covers per year. It's thanks to machines like this and precise design templates that they're able to build these covers so efficiently. At max production, LaPorte could build a cover for every Sportsman model to leave our facility over the course of a year, all within roughly a 30-day period. Once all pieces, or as they refer to them as blanks, have been cut, they will be placed together on a rack for the seamstresses to begin assembling. At this next station, all blanks will be sewn together to form the full cover. Seamstresses will use the diagram created by the design team to match each blank and begin sewing them together. They're using a 5-thread overlock, which is a combination of a chain stitch with 3 threads over the top of the chain stitch. In turn, this creates a strong bond between each piece and ensures the cover holds up to stretching, winds, rain, and other elements over time. Additionally, during this phase, any rubber reinforcements or rubber pull tabs will be sewn in as needed. Once completed, it moves into the next phase of the process called web and binding. It's at this stage where things really start to come together. Web and binding is where the collar straps, better represented as the straps that secure the cover to the hardtop frame and zippers, are sewn in. You'll also have any other bindings for bow and aft accessories sewn in here as well. This starts to clean up the cutouts, or areas where the material has hard edges from the CNC machine. LaPorte uses a double pull zipper for easy access and use of the covers. The zippers are also made using injection molding to create a strong and durable zipper. Once everything is sewn in, it's time to move into the next station. The next station is the serging station. This is where raw edges will be cleaned up so that the product has a high quality finish. Before the edges can be hemmed, they do one last cleanup so you don't have any threads loose under the hem that could cause snags or pulls later in the material. The machine being used is a serger, and it's specifically just a small knife that trims the edges. This removes the rough edges and even outs the blank so they're all the same length. Simultaneously, it's stitching a thread on the edge, which prevents the cover from unraveling at the edges. This step is a quality step in the process to preserve the material and enhance the durability and longevity of the product. Once the serging process is complete, it can move into the final production process, hemming. Hemming is the final step in the assembly process of a boat cover. This is where the final cleanup will happen. Every cover receives a cinch rope to pull it tight once it's installed on the boat. The seamstress in this area will take a neoline polyester cord and run it along the bottom of the entire cover. This style of line is known for its high strength retention, abrasion resistance, and features a polyester core for durability. As they're running the rope, they'll be folding the edge over and hemming it to not only hold the rope in place, but provide a clean, rounded edge to the cover. Let's take a quick break here and take a look at what it takes to actually finish the edge of the cover. What we have here in the first example is a piece of fabric straight out of the CNC machine. And while the edge is pretty clean, it is not quite ready for the final product. For that, we go through several different processes. The first one is the process of serging, where a sharp knife actually cuts the edge one more time and puts a serge stitch along the edge. This makes it a lot stronger, but it doesn't have a nice finished look. For that, they go through a process called hemming, where they actually fold the edges over and then they put a double chain stitch along the edge. This is what gives you that finished look that you're used to seeing maybe on the cuff of a shirt or the bottom of your pants. This is how they also prevent the fabric from having premature failure. The stitch used in the hemming process is a heavier duty stitch called a double chain stitch, and this helps to secure the hem so it does not come undone. Once complete, the cover now is even all the way around and has a nice rounded edge, giving the cover a great looking finish and securing the rope that will pull the cover tight along the hull sides. Before the cover leaves this area and heads over to QC, it will receive one last touch, and that's a sewn-in logo. LaPorte is an American-made company that's fully sourced within the United States. It's for that reason why they assemble any of the accessories needed that they can for each of their products. A few key pieces to their cover and shade builds are straps and bags. Starting with the straps, there are webbing straps used across the cover, hardtop straps securing it to the hardtop, and larger straps used for trailer storage. In order to build the straps, they use a Sheffield cutting machine which measures, cuts, and burns the ends to prevent any tattering. Next, they'll add buckles to one end and use a bar tack to finish them. The next part of the process is for customers' storage and shipping. Covers have an optional large stuff sack styled bag that covers fold up and fits nicely into storage. These are made out of the same canvas material and put together by one of the sub-assembly teams. The same goes for shades. They'll receive a bag that stores not only the shade, but the shade poles. These canvas bags protect the shade and make storage a breeze on the boat. Now let's dive into the process of how LaPorte manufactures the shade poles for their boat shade kits, right here in their machine shop. The first step in the process is ordering raw anodized aluminum, which is then cut to the required length. Once cut, the poles are deburred to smooth the imperfections and remove sharp edges. This ensures that there are no tears in the fabric or cuts while handling the poles. The poles are then brought to their 3-axis CNC mill machine where they undergo precise drilling. One pole receives 4 holes and the other one receives 1. These holes enable the telescoping functionality of the poles. After drilling, the holes are deburred and both inside and outside of the poles are cleaned to ensure smoothness and safety. Now, the skittle, the end of the pole where the shade attaches, and spring button are installed. Finally, a white sleeve is put on the end of the pole, allowing it to fit on a standard rod holder, completing the assembly process. We've mentioned the shades a few times throughout the episode, though we have yet to cover exactly how they are made. Shades again are designed off of the boat CAD models or 3D scans. They're then turned into a file for the CNC machine operator to easily cut. Each shade is cut from a proprietary material called Resilience. This is a spandex link blended material only used by LaPorte. The Resilience material is a semi-permeable material, meaning that water can pass through it and it does not absorb water. In a light rain instance though, it will bead water off, keeping you dry underneath. Only during heavy rains will it begin to let water through. Another great feature of this proprietary textile is that it is stretchy, so it will not be damaged by wind or water, and it can also be used while underway. Shades are fully assembled once cut on the CNC machine at a shade assembly station. They'll use materials fabricated during the sub-assembly process to fully build the shade. Elastic webbing is applied around the exterior of the shade, forming a clean edge, helping the stretch of the shade. Next, straps will be sewn in to secure it to the shade poles along with the logo stitching for branding. Once complete, it'll join the shade pole we saw built in the machine shop and go into a specialty bag and be ready for the customer. As any great manufacturer does, LaPorte will not package anything until it goes through the rigorous quality control processes. Every cover and shade that is built is handed off to the QC team. A QC technician will lay out the product across a very large table and inspect all the edges, seams, and cutouts. They'll be looking for rough edges, bad seams, and if the final product matches the design, including options. Once all of the boxes are checked, they'll fold this cover into a very small and tight roll, strap it together, and it's ready to be sent off to the shipping department. The final step in the process is to ship one of these covers or shades out to the customers. Their shipping team will package them along with any accessories, and within a few days, you'll be enjoying your brand new LaPorte cover or shade. We'd like to thank the entire LaPorte team for helping us in this episode, and it's great to see how these high-quality covers are made. For the latest content from Sportsman Boats, don't forget to subscribe, and we hope to see you in the next installment of Behind the Glass. Thanks for watching.